I happen to be a patient, doctor, and I'm not here other than to support him because he has gotten rid of pain that I've had. I'm 57. I've been in chronic pain for back problems for 30 some odd years, we've been married. Since I visited him, what, 3-4 times now?
Yeah,
something like that. I mean, because I'm new with you. I'm telling you guys, he's gotten rid of pain that I've had for my entire life. And I'm in a very stressful job. I have an employer who, excuse me, they don't care about anybody but numbers, which is a lot of employers nowadays. And you can't fight that. If I take any time off of work, if I'm sick, you get written up and punished for it. If you come in with a medical diagnosis, you are written up as an unexcused absence. And when you have to live that kind of a lifestyle, because that's what I do, my actual work I do love, that's the unfortunate part. But he's helped me so much be able to get through that. And what he says is true.
What
It really does work.
Massage?
Changed his attitude.
Changed my attitude,
his
did a
attitude.
lot of muscle therapy with me.
No, it's changed his attitude.
Yeah, really, it's helped a lot.
So you're
very
a
well.
psychotic.
No, I won't go that way. But usually, one thing that they're now showing a lot, and the studies are totally backing it, is that the mind-body connection is there, and the mind controls the body much more so than the other way around. And a lot of things get manifested in the head well before they show up in the body, especially when it comes to pain. And yes, people do get injured. They do get hurt. They did something. They slipped and fell. I won't blame their thought pattern for slipping on ice and falling, but there are certain things that can come up, a lot of chronic things that come up just because of the way people think. So it's like, okay, well, if you hate this, okay, well, let's see. And I don't say I counsel, but I do listen. And if they ask my advice, I give them advice, but I'm not a psychologist.
I think what he does that's very unique and different is that he uses a lot of Asian philosophies and blends them together, from acupressure, so he doesn't do acupuncture, but acupressure and a blending and a holistic approach to how he chiropractically treats a patient, which makes him incredibly unique, I think, in his field. Just like Eugene is unique in what he brings to the table in nutrition and supplementation and things like that. Andy is that way on the chiropractic end, I think. It's just very different and unique, and it's not about just treating you so 3 weeks later you feel awful. It's getting you back to a point where you feel healthy, and those visits become more, they're longer term in duration before you have to see him again to get any sort of an adjustment. So I just, if that helps explain.
So Andy, I was going to ask you about what you thought about acupuncture. Because
Great stuff.
I have friends and family that, or friends, more than so, have like literally couldn't get out of bed for like a
Eastern
month.
medicine knew it before we knew it.
And then they go to acupuncture 3 or 4 times, and they're 50% better. And then after 10, 12 weeks.
I can do what I can do because of what I studied in Eastern philosophies.
Right.
and Eastern
The
medicine.
acupuncture, you like it, right? How about yoga and all the meditative?
Like I said, the mind-body connection.
Yeah.
The mind controls the body.
I think that
You
helps a
can
lot of
change it.
people.
There's numerous people have spontaneous remissions from terminal illnesses because of just changing their outlook on life and looking at it instead of, oh, well, this or that. Well, look at it the other way. You're good because you got this. Look at the positive. Stay
Right.
positive. Things change, and then the body responds. The body will do whatever the mind tells it to. It's just, what do you want to tell it? I unfortunately know, I have a personal friend who has this cousin who was just told she's pancreatic and liver cancer. She's already given up. At this point, she's like, I'd rather just take a bottle of pills and kill myself. And it's like, why? What's the point? At that point, you know you're dead. It's just a matter of 6 months to a year. She probably will be. If she had a different outlook, it could be completely different, But it's a mind thing, I've heard stories, and I've even talked to people. Yeah, I had terminal illness 15 years ago. I changed everything. I changed how I lived, everything, my entire lifestyle. I beat it naturally. It can go either way.
There was something on 60 Minutes, I'm not sure if it was last week or the week before, about how as a society we're not sleeping nearly enough.
Nowhere.
and it's causing really harmful ramifications.
What's interesting with sleep is that every time you sleep, you have sleep cycles. And when you get into REM sleep is your restorative sleep. And they usually go about 45 minutes, 50 minutes at a shot. And every time you go through a cycle, you go deeper and deeper into sleep. And the more deeper you go in, the more restorative properties of sleep you get. Most people do not sleep enough. You're supposed to sleep in pitch black. You're not supposed to have bright lights or anything else, or any kind of noise. You try to be quiet and pitch black as much as possible. And the more you get is full sleep through the night, the healthier you are. I have numerous patients that come in because they have some sort of sleep disturbances where they wake up 2-3 times a night, once a night, 4 times a night. Every time you do that, they're starting square one every time they go back to sleep. And in this society, especially up here, left and right, everyone has it. Almost 90% of my patients that come in have some kind of sleep disorder. And if your body, and usually what that tells me is that the body is not happy. If you can't get through an entire night of sleep, that's a normal human function is sleep. If you can't even do that, then there's something wrong. You know, Lord knows if it's tension coming from this area of the body, that area, this organ, that whatever, what's on your mind, you're not being able to cope or deal with your normal day-to-day, and you're just not allowing your mind to rest.
What's the normal number of hours for sleep?
I say it varies. They always say in rule of thumb's 8. I say 6 to 8 because some people work better. But the good thing is
I can't sleep more than 6. That's why
what's that?
I can't sleep more than 6. That's why I'm asking.
And usually with that, when any kind of change you put into your body, regardless of if it's food, exercise, anything like that, you got to start slow and gradual. Because the one thing that just kills Americans in general want it now and wanted it actually like 2 days ago. So I want to lose weight. I'm not going to eat, and I'll eat 1,000 calories, even though my body's used to 6. So I'm going to take it from 6,000 and drop it to 1,000, and then they wonder why they yo-yo back because their body goes, "That's not going to happen. You're going to starve me. I'm not going to let you, do that to me." So when you do eat a little bit more food and you eat 2,000, I'm going to take that other 1,000 that you think that you're still way below. I'm going to turn it to fat. And that's how your body works, and it will screw with you back, sadly enough. Any other questions?
Have there been any studies that geographically in our country where people sleep more, like say in the Midwest, where you have a group of people that are more physically working type people versus where we are here on the coast?
I don't know of many studies. I was fortunate enough to go to graduate school in Florida, and the difference between there and here, things are slower, it's more relaxed, people take their time, and maybe not be on time all the time, but the whole attitude and mindset is completely different. If I was treating patients down there, I never had any sleep problems, really.
That's what
I mean, there's no studies, but that's from my own clinical experience. When I came up here, it was almost on my checklist. It's like, okay, sleep problem, tell me. Sleep problem, tell me. That's just, everyone up here has that and asthma. Everyone has breathing problems up here because most people are in a constant state of stress up here because it's the pace. And when you're in a constant state of stress, you put yourself into a general adaptation syndrome or gas. Now what that is that you're actually, when you have a stress response, the blood goes away from your internal organs, goes to the muscles and causes more of a flight or fight response. And when that happens, your pupils dilate, your heart rate increases, your blood pressure goes up because you're ready to go. Well, since everyone up here needs to do 80 hours worth of work in 40 hours, those 40 hours they are at work, they're stressed out and they can't let go when they leave. So when you're doing that, you're taxing the body left and right. So people get sick more often. Now, usually what also happens, you also breathe more shallow. And if you're not getting the air all the way down to the full lower lung fields, then that diaphragm's not getting worked enough. So now guess what? Usually you have respiratory problems. First thing, everyone, asthma. For this area. So,
Well, like the gentleman here, 6 hours, I usually feel very rested. If I go 8 or even 9, like say you want to sleep, call it a sleep in, if I ever get that, I'm so tired. when I wake
How does
up.
that work?
How does that work? You would think you'd be
Your body's a
maybe a little
habitual
bit,
creature.
is it just because I'm used to 6?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your body's a habitual creature, and when you go off habit,
okay.
even if it's for the better, it still gets out of whack because it's not used to it.
But what
Yeah.
makes me feel then so tired? Is
'Cause
that
your
you
body's
don't want-
actually
I don't
getting
wanna
more
get out of
rest.
bed at that point, yeah.
There's patients after I first start treating them that they're zonked for a couple days because their body's finally relaxing. Because you're used to doing this, doing that, and then the moment it gets that, it goes, oh, okay.
The other thing
Yeah.
though is like, I think people confuse being hungry with being tired. I think often you're tired and people think that they're hungry. And I have no problem being tired, like sometimes I'm just tired.
Yeah.
People get oh my God, I'm tired, like at 3 or 4 o'clock I'm tired. When it's 3 or 4 o'clock and I'm tired, I'm like, I need a break, I'm tired, like
Right.
it's normal.
Other cultures
Yeah.
take a 15-minute tea break,
Right.
siestas.
Right.
We don't
I
do
like
that here.